Hi, this is Abe Wesley. That ain't who tells it like a TI is. If you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like my channel, please subscribe. The topic I'm going to talk to you today about is Love and Marriage DC Season 1, Episode 7, Monique in the Middle. It started off with Monique arriving at the radio studio to check in because it was her first day of work, and she was trying to get herself together, and they told her that she was going to be sitting on the opposite side of the other two people. And so they all introduced each other, and while they were talking, Monique was texting on her phone trying to see what was going on with her kids. And then the guy said, Monique said, "Oh, I'm sorry." And so it was her time to introduce herself and talk about that. And then it switched to the next scene where Chris was trying to get the kids ready for school, and her two boys were downstairs, and he was trying to fix them. I think it was some grits or oatmeal or breakfast, and then he called the little girl down and told her she was taking too long in the bathroom. Told her to come on down and eat breakfast, and then so her youngest son said, she said, "I'm gonna give you these. I'm gonna give you this. I'm gonna give you these. I'm gonna give you this these cereal or these grits in this bowl." He said, "I don't like that bowl." He said, "Why? That bowl got yellow on it. It's colors. I don't like those colors on that bowl." And so her youngest son was so cute, and then they showed him running after the little young boy, and then he had the other little kids trying to get ready for school, and then it switched back to Monique at the studio, and then after that the scene switched back to where Monique was coming home from work, and she asked Chris, where were the children. He told her that two of the children was upstairs doing their homework, and the little bitty boy, he was downstairs, and he gave his mom, said, "I'm glad you're home, Mom." He gave Monique a hug. And Monique was happy to hear. And she said, "Well, how was your day?" He said, "Well, it was okay." And she told her son, she said, "Would you like to go upstairs? Would you like to go upstairs with your other brothers and sisters and play?" And he said, "Yeah." And then that's when Chris got to talking about his day was all right, but he didn't know how hard and hectic it was trying to get up and get their kids ready for school and stuff. And he was saying that it's a little bit more difficult on him now because he's taking a back seat. He was always in the front, and Monique was always in the back. And she was saying, "Yeah, you just can't be doing stuff idly, Chris. You gotta have a plan. You gotta have a plan and a schedule for what you're gonna do." He said, "Yeah, I know it's hectic." And then switch to the next scene where Ashley was meeting up with her editor and publisher and talking about her book. And they met up at this restaurant, and I think she said her name was either Adrian or Aiden or something like that. I can't remember that part, but anyway, she said she told Monique when she was gonna be able to have the book ready so it could go to editing. And she said, She said, "Well, I'm almost through. It's just the end part, and to me, I really don't have an end part because stuff is still going on with me." And she said, "You got to do the photo shoot." And she said, I was kind of apprehensive about doing a photo shoot. She said, "I haven't done a photo shoot in modeling in a while, and I'm kind of scared." She said, "What is your apprehension?" She said, I wonder how I would look on the cover and stuff." She said, "But Monique, if you want to sell a book and stuff, you are the face of your brand, so you're gonna have to go to the photo shoot." And she said, "Well, I guess I'll write that down. I guess I'll put that in the book of me having fears of having a photo shoot." And then she said, "Well, everything is all right." She said, "Well, it was a situation that was brought up to me, and I thought I was kind of healed from that. But when that person brought up that situation to me, I kind of went back and stuff. So I still got a little bit of healing going on. But see, my book is not just gonna be no self-healing book. It's just gonna be all positivity. My book is gonna be telling about the journey that you go through too." And I probably say, "Oh yeah, yeah, that's good." And then I'm looking at Ashley, you talking about that situation with Winter. You started that stuff with Winter, and stuff like that, but you want to put everything off on Winter, and stuff. But you were starting that stuff with Winter. I don't like people that do that. That try to put the blame on other person when they kind of started stuff. And so it switched to the next scene it switched to the next scene where Jamie and Erana was at their house, and Jamie was setting up to do the TikTok video, and he called Erana downstairs, and Erana said, "What you want?" And he said, "Well, it's time for us to do our TikTok video." And they were saying that, I guess, like in 2020 during the pandemic, they decided just to do a little funny TikTok video, and they didn't know it was going to go viral. I think they did like what I did when I retired at 16. I didn't have too much nothing to do, so I kind of started a little YouTube channel and stuff. But anyway, they said they didn't know they were going to go viral, and so they did the little video, and they were saying they could show that a husband and wife couple can also be funny. They don't always have to be so serious. And she said, "Yeah, a lot of people think that I'm very serious too, Jamie." And then so they talked about going to the intuitive leader and stuff like that. And she was saying, "Well, yeah, what do you think about it?" He said she was okay, but she was talking about stuff about bullying. And I'm ready to say, "Well, yeah," he said, "I'm not a bully." She said, "Well, she didn't say that you was a bully. She said something about you have bully tendencies and stuff like that." She said, "Well, Jamie, you do. It's like that. Everything has to be your way. If it's not your way, it's the highway." And then Jamie brought up how he grew up and how his dad was real tough and strict on him and told him to be a man and stuff like that. I think a lot of, not just men, but I think a lot of men and women who had parents, who had parents that was like who parents who was born like in the 1920s and 30s and stuff like that. Those parents were real hard on those kids in the 80s, because I was a young woman in the 80s, and my mama was kind of tough on me too. So I think all of us had went through that with our parents, where they were strict and stuff. And so he said, "Well, I'm gonna try to change." He said, "Well, do you would like to go back to the place?" And then he said, "Well, I'll go back to the place." And Randy said, "I'll go back with you, because I don't want you to go by yourself." He said, "I wasn't gonna go without you," and stuff like that. And then it switched and then it switched to the next scene where Ashley was having a photo shoot, and the lady was telling her, "Smile, do this and do that." And then the next thing you know, Monique walked in the room, and then Ashley said that she was glad that Monique stopped by her photo shoot, because she wanted Monique to stop by her photo shoot, because she wanted to talk to Monique. And so after the photo shoot had finished, her and Monique had sat down and talked. And then she said, "Yeah, Monique, I really wanted to get what was going on with this Winter stuff straightened out, because I knew I was at the table with Winter, and from what Winter was saying at the table, it wasn't what you told, what you brought back to me, and what you told." She said, "Well, maybe my communication was misunderstood, or something like that. But what it was, she did say something about your husband." She said, "What did you say about my husband, Monique? If it's gonna be something that I'm gonna hit you in the face with," she said, "Well, you might." She said, "Why you didn't tell me all of this in the previous conversation?" And Monique said, "Well, I thought you would get upset." She said, "What did you say about Quick?" She said she called Quick fun size. She said fun size. She said she said, "I wasn't gonna be mad at that." She said, "I know my husband is short as everything, but he ain't no fun size." And then Monique brought it up. She also said something about Arena's husband, Jamie. She said, what she said about Jamie? She called Jamie something like a red light special. "Monique, you started all of this stuff. You still trying to instigate stuff. You almost like the bone collector that Sheree was back in the day on Housewives. You bringing the tea and you spilling the tea, but then you don't want to take accountability for the situation." And then that's why Ashley was giving her a side eye, and she said, "Well, why is Winter like that?" She said, "Well, the Winter y'all talking about is not like that. I know Winter like to be playful and jokeful and be fun. Now, Monique, you bringing the bone, you carrying the bone, and you trying to shuck and drive around the issue and not take accountability." I don't know if this was the same Monique. This don't seem like the same Monique that was on the Real Housewives of Potomac. Seemed like she was more meek and mild on that show. I don't know, but anyway, after that, it switched to the next scene where Quick was meeting up with Chris, and they wanted to go to the spa because they wanted to have some man time. And then Quick was telling him, he said, You get the man, I get the lady. He said, it don't matter to me, quick. I just want somebody to give me a massage. And Chris was telling the man there's something going down at the bottom of his feet, his ankle. And then Chris also said that, he been having ankle problems and stuff, after he hurt himself on the football field. And then so he asked him, well, how it is taking over. He said, ooh, look, quick, I didn't know it was this hard being, having reversal of the roles where I'm the man, I have to be the one. He said, yeah, it's kind of rough on you. He said, because at first I was in the forefront, and then what you call was in the back. And then Cook said, me and you are going through the same thing, but in different households. He said, Ashley is more busier than ever now. She got the book, she got the photo shoot, and then she got a podcast and a mommy stuff. He said it's the same way with Monique. He said Monique had a podcast and this, that, and that. And so he said, yeah. He said, yeah. When I first met Monique, Monique was Monique had her own stuff, but Monique was a rapper, and I was trying to get into the record business back then, and I always knew that she could do stuff. And he said, yeah. He said, yeah. Ashley is busy too. He said, I'm trying to, Chris. He said, I'm trying to cut back like the doctor say. He said, but it's kind of hard, because I'm used to DJing. He said, yeah, it's hard for me too. And then it switched to the last scene where I know it's no, the scene before that was Ashley and Erana going to the glam spa, so Erana can get some BBL in her butt. And then Ashley said and stuff. She said, you know what? Erana, you just look fine like you is. You don't need to have nothing done. She said, but you can't tell Erana nothing. Like the intuitive person said, she trying to be perfect. And she said, yeah, I am trying to be perfect like the intuitive person. And they was outside talking. And then so the nurse told Raina, she had to fill out some papers, and while she was filling out the papers, they were still talking. She said, I just want to be get tight and right for the summer. I just want my money to get tight and right for the summer. And then that's when Ashley said in her confessional, Raina, little booty matter, little booty matter. And so I was saying she sure was right. Then even the doctor, he said, well, you don't really have too much bone mass. He said, but you got a little bit. You got a little bit that I can work with. The doctor was actually giving Raina a hint that you really don't need to be doing nothing. And then he told her, he said, well, the outcome that you want might not be the outcome that you get. He said, because I'm just telling you, and Arana was not even getting the hint that Ashley and the doctor was telling her. And he was telling her if by her not having a lot of bone mass, if her butt don't come out the way it is, don't be trying to come back to him later on and sue, because he already given you a forewarning. I don't know why people like that. I think she do have some kind of image positivity thing going on too, because to me, Raina looked better than some of them younger women on the show. I know Ashley Winter and Monique are much younger than Raina, but Raina kind of as far as body wise and shape, she looked better than a lot of them young girls. Were just she eating healthy and exercising. But anyway, then it switched to the last scene where Winter was meeting up with Raina, and then Raina was asking her how she was doing, and asking her about her California trip, and she said her California trip was all right. And she said, well, when I want to find out what's going on between me and you, what's the problem going on between you? She said, well, that's what I'm trying to figure out too. That's what Winter said to Raina, and she was saying, well, yeah, I heard from Ashley and Monique that you were saying stuff about our husbands and what's going on. She said, well, the reason why she said, I was talking to Monique, and Monique is my friend and stuff. She said, I don't care how many years you and Monique been there. She said, well, when I went to Monique, I went to Monique as a friend. And when we talk about friends, we be joking and stuff. And I was just joking around, and I called Ashley's husband DJ Quick Fun Size. And she said, yeah, I heard you call my husband something about a red light special. She said, I told you that in confidence. She said, well, you didn't tell me not to tell nobody. She said, I would assume that. And then she said, well, and then Winter said, I see right now this conversation is finna go left. And Raina said, don't nobody want you to be making fun and laughing about their husband joking. And then the show went off. This is A. Wesley. That ain't who tells it like a T.I. is. I am out.